Hello, students. Today we will discuss W.B. Yeats' poem, A Prayer for My Daughter. Now, this poem opens with an image of the child sleeping innocently through a howling storm. I read the poem. Once more, the storm is howling, and half hid under his cradle hood and coverlid, my child sleeps on. There is no obstacle but Lady Gregory's wood and one bare hill whereby the haystack and roof levelling wind, bred on the Atlantic, can be stayed. For an hour I have walked and prayed because of the great gloom that is in my mind. So, as I said, it opens with an image of a child sleeping innocently through a howling storm. Now, the great gloom is on Yeats' mind. The violence of nature seems symbolic of a larger violence. A furious storm is blowing, probably on the Atlantic Ocean, and it is sweeping the Irish countryside. There is hardly any obstacle in the way of the storm to diminish its intensity. Only the wood around Lady Gregory's estate and one hill on which there is no growth of shrubs or trees serve as some kind of obstacle in its way. The storm is so furious that it brings haystacks and roofs down to the ground. Now, what is a haystack? A haystack is a huge pile of hay covered with mud, etc. Now, the poet is in a state of excited reverie. I have walked and prayed for this young child an hour and heard the sea wind scream upon the tower and under the arches of the bridge and scream in the elms above the flooded stream, imagining in excited reverie that the future years had come, dancing to a frenzied drum out of the murderous innocence of the sea. Now, the poet is in a state of excitement. He's in a reverie, or we can say he's lost in thoughts, in his thoughts, and his thoughts are of a kind which excite him or agitate him. The intensity of the storm makes him think that the years of the future have come out of the destructive innocence of the Atlantic Ocean in response to the wild beating of a drum. Now, this phrase, dancing to a frenzied drum, what does this mean? It means that the beating of the drum was a call to the members of a tribe to come quickly from wherever they were at the moment and get ready for battle. So here it seems to the poet that the future years have come in response to the beating of some drum. Now, this metaphor of dancing to a frenzied drum has been used merely to convey the wildness and fierceness of the storm that is blowing outside. Now, there's another phrase in this stanza, murderous innocence of the sea. Now, what do you mean by this? The sea is destructive or murderous and yet innocent. Now, why is it innocent? It is innocent because it has no personal ill will against anyone, and yet it is a destructive force which has given rise to the storm. Let's proceed further. May she be granted beauty, and yet not beauty to make a stranger's eye distraught. For hers, before a looking glass, for such being made beautiful overmuch. Consider beauty a sufficient end, lose natural kindness, and maybe the heart revealing intimacy that chooses right and never find a friend. Now, the poet wishes that his daughter should grow into a beautiful woman. However, he does not want that she should be so beautiful as to become a cause of heartache or emotional torment to some stranger by making him fall in love with her. He does not want that she should break anybody's heart. He does not want that she should be so beautiful that while looking at herself in the mirror, she should get extravagant ideas of her physical charms and should thus begin to think her beauty to be a sufficient end in itself. If she is so beautiful as to become very proud of her beauty, she will lose her natural kindness and her emotional warmth. Now, this he doesn't want his daughter to lose. He wants his daughter to possess natural kindness and emotional warmth. Because without kindness and emotional warmth, she is not likely to find a suitable life partner or husband. We will continue with the explanation further in our next lecture.